Hi guys, welcome to Wondermind Tarot. It's another video, so I'm really happy to see you here, and it's a new channel, so please hit the like, hit subscribe if you want to see new videos, and hit the notification button when I post new videos. Most of the time it's Friday, but it can be changing sometimes. And please leave comments if you want to see different topics for new spreads, or if you want to see different videos, or if you have any questions, please do leave a comment, and I really appreciate it. I'm always really excited to see your comments, and it's very nice to hear your feedback. It's very nice to see your feedback. So today our topic is who is thinking about you right now and what are they thinking. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at the cards, what kind of person they are, and what are they thinking about you. And as always, we have yellow, red, and purple. And you can choose and pick which one you like. And we're going to start with yellow, which number 1. And then we go to red, number 2, and then the purple, number 3. So you can choose and pick however you like. So if you like the color, or maybe one color resonates with you better than the other today, or you can watch all 3 of them and then you can pick information that you like or that resonates with you. So just pick and choose, take your time, and put it on pause if you need to make a selection. And let's start with number 1. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the yellow there, and I'm gonna hide these 2. And the first one is yellow. So we're going to signify the person. So we're gonna see who is thinking about you, what kind of person they are. And I'm actually going to probably use different decks for different stones, and we'll see sometimes if it feels the right energy I can use something else, or for now I will be using this deck. So I'm taking the Haunted House Tarot. These are the cards. I'm gonna move this here. Maybe we'll need the roses later, who knows. So let's, as I mentioned, let's signify person and see what kind of person they are. So you can identify, maybe relate to someone in your life. And then after this, we're gonna check their thoughts and their emotions towards you. Okay. Something is coming. Okay, let's put this one. Okay, so Ace of Swords. So this person is a lot in their head. They're thinking a lot, and the House Tarot, as you can see, they kind of have very vivid imagery. And why I like it, because it's very expressive. It's very expressive about state of being, about emotional state, and that's why I use these stars to signify people and see what's going on in their life and what kind of person they are. So as I mentioned, this person is very in their head. They're thinking a lot, and also this person is very, how would I say, not strict, but they easy to cut people in their life. Not cut, but to cut off any communication or any feelings. So basically they're very logical. And they're very into their head, and they can easily decide okay, so maybe I shouldn't talk to this person, and they just got it off. It's very simple, very easy for them, and they very kind of restrictive and strict in some way. Maybe kind of, you know, self-hurting tendencies as well on a deeper level. As you can see, this card is very vivid. It doesn't mean they're suicidal, but they have tendency to maybe emotionally hurt others, or with the words, or with the feelings, or, you know, sometimes not intentionally. Okay, let's see another card. They like to move, they like to travel, they like to be in different places, they like to move to different places, they like to experience new things. And yeah, so they're very on the move, they're very active, they're very outgoing, they like to move in different directions. But also, as I mentioned, they're very strict with their thoughts and feelings and rules as it comes to emotional state of being. Okay, let's do another card. Oh. So deep inside, a lot of emotions, and those kind of emotions, they don't even know they exist. You see how deep she is? She's deep in the pool, deep in like water, signify emotions. So this person, they experience all these emotions under the surface, and if they vary in their head, if they're very logical, which this card says that they are under the surface, in the subconscious, there's a lot of things going on, and out of all these things, they don't even recognize that it's happening. So basically, it's just a lot of boiling emotions, feelings that are under the surface, and they kind of, with their thoughts and logical reasoning, they restrict all of these emotions and just keep everything on the surface. But deep down inside, their soul is just drowning in all of these emotions that need to be resolved. That's very deep. Very, very deep emotional feelings. And the problem is that they don't recognize it. They don't see, they think they're happy. As you can see, like those people are having so much fun right there. They think they're traveling. They think they're making very logical and very smart decisions. And they think they're living a very interesting and happy life. But under the surface, there is a lot of things going on that they haven't resolved yet. And probably this person, they don't realize that it's happening under the surface. Okay, let's do one more card, and then we can look at the thoughts and feelings. Okay. You see, so yes, they feel trapped. They feel trapped, and they keep themselves restricted, as I mentioned before. You can see a lot of swords, and they are very restrictive to themselves, and they're very restrictive to other people. And they like very stringent boundaries, very strict boundaries. They like it the way they like it on their own, and they don't allow people to come close to them emotionally. You can see all of these doors, and they are kind of like a net, a chain that protects them, a circle that protects them from any kind of emotional connection. And as you can see, like emotionally, they all strapped inside, and they can move here or there because only logical reason is working for them, and like all the deep emotional stuff right here is not recognized, and they're very closed off. I mean, they might seem open, and they might seem very open to people, like very active, very happy, very outgoing, but inside, deep inside, emotionally, they're very closed off and they're very restrictive. Okay, so we found out what kind of person they are. Let's see what they think. Let me see if you guys can see the tarot. So let me move this here a little bit. Let's signify this. So we're gonna look at the thoughts on these cards, and I just received them this week, and I was so excited and so happy because these cards are perfect for reading relationships or past traumas, or kind of, all the ghosts from our past, or all the unfinished connections. So these are very, very amazing cards. I love them so much. They're as you guys can see, I prefer darker tarots. I mean, those are not very dark. Like, I've seen very dark cards, but these are very deep emotional cards. So you can see, like, I know there are a lot of tarot readers that are very, very light and very positive, and they're like uplifting. And I try to be like that too, but there are two sides. So we have a very uplifting, light, and very happy side. But there, unless you uncover all of these inner dragons, as I might say, or inner demons, or whatever is going on inside, you cannot know yourself, truly can know yourself. So all this happy stuff is awesome, and I truly support it. We need both, but we, as a yin and yang, we need both of it in our lives. So this is, let me see, I opened them, and I'm gonna tell you guys the name. Oh, it's a ghost tarot. Yeah, I bought it on Amazon, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, I want these. So yeah, let's see what kind of thoughts they have about you. What is going on in their mind? So I haven't tried this deck yet, so this is the first time. So let's see what it's gonna say. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it, and that's why I did this reading today about, more like a personal reading, more about like people rather than money or something else, because this is the deck for like reading relationships and reading thoughts and feelings. So I really wanted to try it. Okay, so what are they thinking about you? Okay, it's reversed. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna do straight positions. Well, I thought of stopping by or visiting or saying hi crossed their mind. So don't be surprised if they actually do. And also they kind of feel that you are from two different worlds. Like you have different perspective. Like you can see this girl, she is from a real world, and this boy, he's from the ghost world. So they don't live in the same dimension, they don't live in the same reality. And he lives in this broken, very dark, very sad world, and she lives in this happy place where it's very light and happy and bright and beautiful. And as you can see, he is thinking of kind of crossing over. And I'm not talking about a person that is not in this world. I'm talking about a real person. But they feel that they have you guys have different worlds, and that is very hard to cross over and find you or connect to you, and that you do have a lot in common and that you have a common attraction, but at the same time they feel like it's pretty much impossible. They do want to come, but they have a lot of restrictions, a lot of rules. And as you can see, they live a lot in their head and logical reasoning. So maybe those are the reasons why they have those rules. But they would love to, deep inside, they would love to stop by and say hi and maybe bring some flowers. Those are actually very beautiful flowers. So yeah, I like these cards. They're very beautiful. And when you think about ghosts, you're thinking about very, dark and scary. But these cards are not scary. They just show a very deep emotional picture. A very deep world. And look how sad this person's world is. Look how it's broken inside, and it's painful inside, and it's very, very scary and dark. And it doesn't have that much life. It has only, only gray, a lot of gray, a lot of broken parts, deep emotional broken parts. Okay, what else are they thinking about you? So similar to this one, as you guys can see. Also the same situation, but it's kind of reversed. So this is a boy and a girl, and this is a girl and a boy. They also trying to come. They would love to stop by, and they would love to talk and spend some time together. But again, they feel like you live in a different world. You see, those are the ghost world and the real world. And they feel like you don't have a lot in common, either emotionally or physically, like possessions and stuff. So it doesn't matter, but they feel like it's a lot of disconnect, or you haven't seen each other for a very long time. That may be the case too. So they kind of scared. They want to stop by and they want to say hi and they want to talk and probably talk about their feelings or ask what's going on with you, but they feel that they might see either rejection or they maybe their feelings are not the same as yours, and they're not sure how you will accept their invitation and like what's gonna happen next. And they feel very emotional about it, and as I mentioned, emotion is not a strong suit for them. Actually, emotions kind of scare them a lot. They feel very vulnerable when they are in their emotions, because as I mentioned, they are very, very, they don't know what's going on inside their head. They don't know what's going on inside their soul. So they are scared of all kinds of emotions that they're experiencing, but they still think about, talking to you and reaching out and see what's going on. That's an interesting card. So, they think that a lot of things happened, and there's something that happened between you two where they feel like something has changed a lot, something transformed into something different, and they feel like the past relationship or the past communication that you had before, it's over, and they're not sure how to proceed with a new communication. with a new kind of direction. Because as you can see, like they reaching out and they want to connect, but at the same time they feel like a lot of things happen, and a lot of emotions been going on between, and there's a lot of miscommunication, and they're not sure like what's gonna happen if they reach out. They're not sure if it's gonna work out, because they feel like you've grown a lot, that you moved somewhere where further away or apart emotionally or physically, and they're not sure if they should reach out and if it's actually possible. And they also admire you for moving forward, for going your way. Okay, and the last one. Oh, a lot of emotion. It's so interesting to see when people are in the head as a signification. That's what they show the world, right? That they're very logical, they're very strict. But usually the way it works, if someone is very logical and they're very focused on, one side of them, then the other side, emotional side, is kind of, it's hidden, but it's still there. Sometimes people don't know that it's there, but it is. And eventually it's gonna wake up, and like all of these feelings and emotions are gonna roll over like, like a dam, like water, just, flowing like a waterfall, just dropping by. And it's gonna be a lot of things are gonna happen, a lot of things they're going to realize, but they feel a very deep emotional connection to you. They admire you, they have very deep feelings for you, very deep emotional feelings, and they look towards you like you're very special, emotionally special. It's not very logical for them, and they kind of very confused about that, because maybe logically they don't have a reason to think that or to feel that, but on a deep emotional level they feel all these feelings and they don't know what to do with it. They're very confused about it. It's very interesting. Like, I like how these cards show the story. I love it. So let's see a couple more feelings. I think I'm gonna use the same cards. I was thinking about taking something else, but these are very deep. I love it. Oh, there it goes. So why did they say that they have very emotional thoughts about you? Is because their feelings are very, very deep, and they were at some point, either consciously or subconsciously, considering you as a family. So maybe a very deep, close friend, or maybe a love partner, or maybe a romantic partner, or maybe a husband or wife. And as you can see, kids right here. So of course they have all of these emotions towards you and all of these feelings towards you. They might realize that they have those, and they might not realize that they have those. It's either because when we talk about feelings, sometimes we feel something, but we might not realize what we're feeling, right? We feel a lot of different emotions and feelings, but we not really define them, and it can be going on in our head, and we can be very confused because we don't define them. But once you start defining them, you're kind of more clear. So this person is not very clear on their emotions because, as I mentioned, they're very in their head. And they might realize, maybe a thought crossed their mind where they feel very deep emotional connection, where they feel like you're part of their family, or the very close friend circle or something like this. Okay, this one. These two are coming up, so let's take them up. And those gonna be the last ones. So I'm gonna put this here. And we also talk about feelings. So yes, as I mentioned, they admire you and they really look towards you like you're a very special person, that you're a very beautiful person, that you're a very bright person. They have a lot of very exciting emotions towards you, also very deep, feelings, very deep emotional feelings towards you. And they think that you're very, very accomplished and very fair person. So they feel like you've been very fair to them, even though they might not like how everything was resolved or happened. And they feel like you're in control of your life. They feel like you're very strong and you're very strong emotionally. And they recognize that because they are not as emotionally, empowered, I might say, or emotionally, should I say adjusted? That's the only word that comes to my mind. I forgot all the words today. It's kind of late, but I really wanted to do the spread, so I'm still sitting here at night. And it's kind of strange when you talk to yourself in the microphone. Anyway, so they feel like everything that happened has been very fair, even though they might don't like what happened between you guys two. And they feel very strong emotional connections and very strong, very bright feelings towards you. And yeah, so let's do one more card as an advice. One more card. Let's try this, I guess. Let me put here. Okay. Okay, 10 of Inspiration. A beautiful card. A lot of things come and go. And you've had a lot of experiences with that person. And everything is moving the way it should be. Like, we have our journeys in our life, and sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, sometimes it's going left, sometimes it's going right, and it's totally normal. It's totally normal to experience ups and downs and all arounds in this circle of life. So it's showing that you're very connected, and it's showing that you've both been growing since the first time you met. And this journey still continues. It will be moving forward. So it doesn't show where and how, but you still have a connection with this person. And yes, and there is still a journey going forward. Okay, guys, so that's number 1. I really liked it. It was kind of deep, and we went deeply into emotional sphere. And here is very deep emotional connection with the person, or at least the person is feeling deep emotional connection to you. I might be the same on your side, it might not be the same on your side. But yeah, it's a very logical person. It was very interesting spread. Okay, so let's do number 2. Number 2 is red. Okay, so let's talk about the person. What kind of person thinking about you? Who they are? What's going on? Let's see. Let's see. This person is very grounded, with great imagination, very artistic, very connected to universe and people and animals, very kind. There are some thoughts in their head that are, bothering them. But other than that, yes, they're very, as I mentioned, they're very grounded and they're very confident. They know their worth. They know who they are. They know what they stand for. They know exactly. They know a lot about people, and they know a lot about themselves. I just want to take this. Let's see, I'm going to put this aside. Yes. For the red ones, our energies are changing, and I'm going to use this one. As I mentioned, I use different decks because sometimes, I don't know, the energy is different. I feel like I need to use this one. No, it's not an exact sign, so I just go with the flow and see where it's gonna take me. Yeah, very kind person, as I mentioned. They love kids. Very light, very outgoing. They experience emotions and they okay with emotion, which is kind of the complete opposite of our first spread. The person was a lot in their head, so it feels like this one is a complete opposite. They're very light, they're very bright, they're very, happy about who they are and what's going on in their life. Yeah, they have a young soul. They have a young soul, and they have a very, how I might say, very light, very kind soul. Deep emotions, but they very kind of on a surface level where they don't experience them very deeply or very darkly. They experience them very light and very, outgoing. I like these cards. Comparing to these two, they look very dark, but these look very bright and colorful. So this is the deck, Tower of the Golden Wheel, which reminds me of fairy tales from my childhood. Look at this beautiful, beautiful deck. Okay, one more, and then we're gonna go to thoughts. Yeah, they like family, they like friends, they like to be in company of others, they like action, going places, talking to people, be social, they value family a lot. And they're very, very happy who they are. I like these. Okay, let's see. So let's get to thoughts. Let's see what they think about you. I think we're gonna do mixed decks as well. Let me try this one. roses. Okay, so this is more like a relationship, but it can also show different thoughts and emotions. Let's see what it's gonna show us. They are thinking that you're very strict with your emotions, that you are in control of your emotions, that with your thoughts, with your logical thinking, that you can very cut to the point, and you know that kind of mentality, like business mentality, where the person is thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this, and this, very straight, very cut to the point, very logical, very straightforward. So they're thinking that you are that kind of person. But at the same time, they're thinking that you're very, very light, that you like worldly possessions, as they might say, or like, pretty things, and you like stuff, like you like shopping, or you like buying things, or you like that it is important for you to have all. They think you might be focused on them, and they also think that you're not really paying attention to them sometimes, that you're kind of living in your own world, doing your own things, and going on with your life, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so you're very social. They think that you are very social, and they want to be social with you. They admire that about you, that a lot of things are going on in your life. Maybe either emotionally, or maybe you talk about something like that. And you have friends that they admire that about you, that you are... it doesn't matter how many friends you have, either 1 or 50, but they admire your connections and your ability to maintain those connections. Yeah, they want to come with some kind of suggestion to you. So basically, they feel like you're going on with your life, and you're doing things, and you're experiencing things, and you're talking to people, and they feel a little bit left out. They think that you kind of don't pay attention to them because all of these things are going on, or they feel like all of these things are going on. Even sometimes, people look at us and they look at our Instagram or social feed and like, oh my God, there's so much stuff going on in their life. But some people post, from 2 years ago from vacation. Oh, I'm gonna post this right now, or something like that. So sometimes what we present to people is not the same as what's actually going on in your life. So that's what they think, that you have a lot of things going on, that you don't really pay attention to them, but they wanna come to you with some kind of proposition. I'm not sure what kind of proposition it is, but they want to offer you something. And let's look at their feelings. Feelings towards you. I'm not sure which deck should I take. Let's try this one. The energies have changed from the yellow, from the number 1. So we use completely different cards, and as you guys can see, I started with the cards that I really wanted to use for the spread, but it just felt very different from the first one, so I feel like it doesn't make sense to use this card because the energy of the person is completely different. Okay, so the feelings towards you, that are also smaller. Maybe I should move this a little bit up. They're feeling that like in some situations you can control them, that you're very powerful, and they're a little bit scared of that, and they feel like that you're, you know, a lot, that you that you're very powerful, and that you have a lot of tools up in your sleeve that you can use, and that you're very experienced, either emotionally or educationally. It actually both. So they admire you because they feel like you have a lot of potential, and they see this potential, even though you might not show it, but they see it inside of you. And they feel very attracted. They feel very attracted to you. And they also feel that even though you have this potential and that you have all the strength inside you, you're very fair, and you're very either spiritual or religious, or it can be anything, but they feel like you're connected to a higher power. So it can be God, it can be spirituality, it can be anything, but they see you as this emotionally connected to the higher being person. And probably that's why they feel very attracted to you, because they see this light inside you. They feel that is there. Yes. They also feel a lot of attraction towards you and a lot of emotions, but those kind of emotions that run deep inside, where they don't recognize that they have those emotions. So it's very kind of, very, very underground, very, very dry, and they don't really know what's going on. They don't know what it is inside them, that kind of, this little itch or scratch that's going on. And because as I mentioned, they're very light person, they're very kind of, excited, happy, very emotionally light person. But this emotion that they feel towards you, it's very deep, and it's on the darker side. So it's and I don't mean dark as a negative connotation. I mean dark as a very deep, raw emotion that they're feeling, but they cannot recognize what it is. Like deep, deep, raw emotion that you bring out in them. Because as I mentioned, they're very on the surface. But here, when they think about you, the feeling that they have is very vague and very unrecognizable, and something is going on in there, but they don't know what it is. Also, it's very mysterious to them. Yes. Yeah. They've been thinking about you, and they still don't know what they're thinking about you. So basically, as I mentioned, they have these deep feelings, and they have that they can't really recognize and see and understand why. It can be different situations. So basically, when people have this strong emotional, very deep, very raw connection, it can either come from their past life or from their karma, or I mean, there are different understandings of those two words, but it runs deeply into the karmic relationships, family, and some stuff that we need to resolve because it's been hidden from us. But stuff that is sitting deep down inside, eventually it comes out. So that kind of feelings they have towards you, and you're the person that kind of triggering them to experience those emotions, so they can come out and they can figure out what's going on and kind of bring themselves to another level of depth. That's how I can explain it. But they feel very conflicted about you because they don't know what those feelings are, and they start thinking logically about it, and it doesn't make any sense. And they kind of very on the edge of what is going on, and how do I feel towards this person, and if I should be feeling this, and why I'm feeling it, and like what's going on. And they still haven't decided yet. So, and that's pretty much the whole story. So that's what they feel about you. But they feel that you are very, very attractive and very powerful, and that you have special powers inside you. It can be either powers of attraction. I'm not talking about, those magical powers. I'm talking about sometimes people have this magnetism inside them, this attraction, or this, people lean towards them, or this power or something deep inside them that sometimes it's not seen with the eye, or they don't show it, but you can feel it in their core. So they feel that about you, that you have a lot of very raw inside you, and they feel this power inside you, and they feel this kind of electricity going on inside you, and that's why they're very confused and conflicted about you. Okay, so this was very different from the first one. I used completely different days, even though I didn't expect to do that. And this was very interesting because it started, as you can see, it started very light. Like, this person is a very light energy on the surface. Like a signification of this person, like how others see or how you see this person. And they have a kind of very surfacey light, thoughts about you, but on a deep down level, as you can see, it's going very, very, very deep, and it's going, it's an interesting story. And I like stories like this because when I see people that are constantly happy, that are constantly, as you might say, enlightened, or in constantly positive state, I don't see them as real, because we have two sides of us, and we have this very enlightened side, and we have this very dark side, and we all have it. I know some people want to believe, and they want to, deep inside in their core believe they are good and they don't have this darkness in them. And when I say darkness, it's in emotional depth. It's an emotional, going deep in your being and seeing that you experience negative emotions as well, and that all these emotions, they have a right to live inside you, because we as a human being experience all range of emotions. We can't just be happy all the time, because it's not natural for us, it's not normal for us, and we cannot sustain happy 24/7 because it takes energy to be happy. So we experience all kinds of emotions, and yes, some people process them very well, some people process them not so well, and some people just ignore them. and all people experience them differently, but we do have all these sides inside of us. And that's why I like to work with shadows, because shadows, like, once it start coming up, like, you see this happy, enlightened, constantly, you know, enlightened person, and then all these shadows are coming up, and like, and you finally see the whole person. You don't see just happy you all the time. You see, like, they have other sides of them, and once you see the whole person, they become real. They don't become this just, you know, happy hologram of them that they imagine they are, which they're not. Yeah, I've been talking a lot, so let's get to purple. I just wanted to say that, so let's get to number 3. I hope you can see it. Let me check. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the person. Let's check on this deck what kind of person they are. And I think we're gonna mix and match decks as well, and I think I'm gonna use different decks from number 1 and number 2. Okay, I mentioned, guys, no rules. Guys and gals, but you know, I don't do gender, so it doesn't matter. That's just an expression, you know. So what kind of person they are? A lot of energy, a lot of fire inside them, but it's kind of bottled up. So it's about to blow. Maybe not, maybe they know how to control it, but they have a lot of emotional feelings inside them, but they try not to show. And they have a lot of fire and a lot of energy, but they try not to show to other people. Yes, that's very interesting. And they feel trapped for some reason, either in a life circumstances or life situation or other. They also know who they are. They know their worth. They know what they stand for. They know what they can do. They know what they cannot do. They know themselves well when it's coming to their abilities. They recognize and they have experience with people, how to talk to people. They're also very reserved. They have a lot of things that are going on, but right now, at this point of life, they're not very interested in everything that the world has to offer. They already have a lot. They already have what they need in their life, so they're not struggling. I mean, maybe, but they feel that they have pretty much everything they need, but at the same time, once they feel that they have everything they need, they don't feel happy because they don't have anything to look forward to. And the stuff that they already have, they don't enjoy it anymore. And as you can see, they have like this class and this class and this class and in this class, and this invisible hand is just giving them more and more and more. But they're not interested because they're thinking about something else. They either need something else, or they are bored and they don't know where to go. So they're kind of in a passive state right now. Yeah, a lot of choices. And they cannot choose because they might not know what they want, or maybe those choices that are not acceptable, and maybe they don't want to choose, and maybe they're struggling with that as well. Yeah, they feel like they need to get to a different level emotionally, and they feel like the choices that they have in front of them are not the choices that they are happy with, or that they need to get to that different emotional level. Because they feel like, once you reach a certain level, we go through this process where let's say you work toward the goal, right? So you work toward the goal, and you go and you're trying to achieve it. You put some energy, you're excited. But what happens when you reach that goal? Unless you have another goal in mind, you enjoyed it at first, and you're like, whoa, I'm excited. That's very cool. Finally, I've reached it. But that moment of happiness, at some point, it evaporates, and this goal that you reached doesn't become new. It becomes, ordinary reality, and you become used to it, and it becomes boring. And with people, as you can see, this person has a lot of energy, a lot of potential, a lot of insight that's going on in them. And they've reached this point where they achieve their goal, or maybe a lot of goals that they had. Now they kind of settled out, but at the same time they feel like they're missing on something, and that something is that emotional, either connection or emotional, growing that they haven't done yet, and they feel like all the options that their life are giving them are not enough to get to that level of emotional connection or growth. So that was the signification of the person. Let's see what they think about you. Let's see what they think about you. Yes, so I use different decks. I think I used pretty much all the decks that I took out today. And I don't have that many of them, so this one came up. So their thoughts about you. They're very fond of you. They're kind of longing towards you, and think you're a very light person, that you're a very happy person, and they want to be close to you because either you're emotional, energy that you're bringing out, or for whatever reason they feel like they want to be close to you, and that you're like a bright sun that they need some shine towards them. And it is connected to that emotional state that they're looking for. Okay. But they're not getting that state from you for some reason. There's a lot of thoughts and a lot of battling going on. There's some negativity either in the past or in the present that's been going between you two. And that's why they feel this longing and this emotional connection towards you, that they want to reach out. But as the cards say, there's something happened in the past, or either happening right now, that they cannot get this feeling from you. and now they're in their head trying to battle all their demons and all these emotions and all this fire inside them, and that's telling them that I'm not sure what kind of situation you had, but they feel like there's a lot of things that they didn't do right towards you, and they're trying to kind of shush, let me say, as you can see, this guy shushing away the demons inside them, all these fiery things that are bringing them down when they think about you, when they start thinking about reaching out and coming closer to you. Okay. Okay, let's see what else are they thinking about you. They are thinking that they have a lot to offer to you, that they are very accomplished, that they have a lot of things that they can give you, that they can offer you, that they are very attractive and charismatic, and there are a lot of people like them, and they feel like they have a lot to offer. What else are they thinking about you? That you're a very, very strong person, that you're a very fair person, that you're very emotionally intelligent, that you can accomplish anything that you wish, that you're very, as I mentioned, very strong and very independent person, and they see you that way, and that's what they think about you. What else? Yes, you're the star. So you're very independent, as I mentioned, but at the same time you're very bright. You're very interesting. You're very artistic, and they feel like they want to reach out, they want to be closer to you, but they feel very far away from you emotionally at this point. Let's see what else they feel about the star. Let's see. Yes, so they feel like that you've changed recently, to the good, to the more distant, but at the same time to very good, and they feel like what's been going on with your relationship before, now it has changed. It's either transformed. It transformed either positive or negative way, or just changed. So maybe you had your routine, or with each different person we have a certain communication style and certain communication patterns. So they feel like those communication patterns have changed, and now there are new rules. They're not sure about those rules, because you've grown so much emotionally that they're not sure what to do and what to offer, even though they have a lot of things to offer as a worldly possession, but at the same time they are not sure what do you need. Like, it's very like more like an enigma for them. What exactly you need? Do you need worldly possession? Do you need more emotional connection? What do you need? They're not 100% sure, and they feel like the emotional communication style that you had before all these interactions now completely have changed, and they're not sure how to proceed and how to transform it, or if they should proceed and transform it, or they should leave it in the past and move on. And I mean, they feel like they want to transform and change and adapt, but at the same time it's very hard for them to recognize what they need to do, because it's very hard for them to read you. They read you as this like the star is the same like TV stars or people on TV. Like, those people are real people, but at the same time we just see part of them that show like it's not their complete personality. We see only certain things that they want to show us. So since we don't see the whole person, we don't know like what kind of people they are, what they have deep inside them, and what's going on with them. So this person sees you the same way, where he or she sees the surface, and but they don't know what exactly is going on inside. They see it like as this star, but it's very hard for them to guess and figure out what is going on inside you. And what else they feel? Yeah, that you're very accomplished emotionally, that you're very good with your emotions, that you can work with your emotions, and you can dive deep and you recognize what's going on in your life, and that you can feel a lot of feelings, and you know how to deal with them, you know how to live with them, you know how to transform them. And that's also how they feel about you. They feel a very deep emotional connection, and they feel like you're this very emotionally accomplished person. Not sure if you can say that, but that's how I phrase it. And they admire you for that. And what else they feel? Okay, so here it goes. So that's what they feel deep inside, that they feel very close to you. They feel very close to you romantically, or they feel very close to you, emotionally, on an emotional level, where they feel this very deep connection and very deep longing for you. Either it can be romantic, or it can be like a friendship, or kind of, sometimes relatives have a very deep connection, or friends have a very deep connection, or business partners have a very deep connection. So they're longing for this deep connection with you, because you inspire them, they admire you. But at the same time, they have a lot of all of these negative feelings and emotions going on, because they don't know, they cannot see who you truly are. They try to figure out what you need, but they don't see it. They cannot see it for some reason. And something is preventing them, and something is stopping them from getting to this point. something happened in the past, and that was fair that they don't know what's going on. Someone left at some point. And yeah, there's probably was a break in communication for some time. And someone was brokenhearted. Yeah, so that's the story, and that's how they feel about you. They feel admiration, but at the same time they feel a lot of negative feelings because of their past that's been dragging